you like crocheting or knitting, you might have seen these bookcase/book holder type things that you can crochet or knit. I think that they're super aesthetic and cute, and that maybe I could show you how to make one. The one we'll be making today will be more inspired by this specific pin right here, but to make this project you will of course need to know how to crochet, and I'll link all of those tutorials down below, and if I add any more, check out my how to crochet playlist. Now here are the materials you will be needing. First, you will need a crochet hook. I'm using a 5mm crochet hook as the label suggests. Some scissors, any scissors obviously will work. A tapestry needle, I'm just using this plastic one, you can get them from like Walmart. And some acrylic Bernat Yarnspirations yarn. So last time we learned how to make these little cute granny squares just like this. So before you even do anything, make sure you check out that video first, because you will absolutely need that video to be able to make these mini granny squares. Once you have enough granny squares to cover the whole entire book all the way around, then you can start making this part. This part will be attached like around here, and it acts as kind of the cover like this part. All the granny squares are here, here, and here. And then this section is this part. So I already have one prepared here. Really just needs to be as big as you want it to be. And this is about my desired length. Let's learn how to make this. To start off making this, you will need to grab the first color of yarn. It doesn't have to be stripes, it just has to be some rectangle that fits here on the book. So I'm going to start off with some pink yarn. I'm going to grab the end of it. Now I'm going to create a slip knot. I do have a tutorial for this and it will be linked right up here in the corner. After I make my slip knot, I'll put it on my hook, tighten it, and now I'm going to chain the amount of chains that I need to cover this area of the book. Okay, now I have my chain, and as you can see, it fits here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chain one extra, just like this. Okay, now I'm going to skip 2 and start half double crocheting into that third chain on the hook, and just keep going through all the chains until I have crocheted in each chain with one half double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. So now I'm going to do a whole other row with the pink, and now you can just keep on crocheting with different colors or different stripes until you think it's long enough for you. So I'm just going to keep crocheting, then I'll come back with 2 of these. Okay, so I have this all done. So I did just 2 rows of each color that I used as a stripe. Now I'm just going to finish it up and fasten off by chaining 1 and snipping off the edge and pulling through. Okay, so now I have 2 of these and all the pieces I need to completely assemble the book cover. Now to start assembling everything, you will need to pick out a color that will be like the joining color, I'm going to be using this cream beige, and I'm gonna start joining the granny squares. So to do that, I'm going to grab 2 granny squares that join. But before we even start joining anything, we'll need to kind of clean up the granny squares so we don't have a whole bunch of yarn all over. So I'm just going to snip off the yarn ends of all of them. And now we can actually start joining. So let's start off with these 2 right here. The technique we will be using for this particular project is the zigzag method. So I'm going to grab my yarn, grab 2 of your squares, and the one that's on the right, insert it in that bottom left corner hole, just like so. And then pull up a loop by making a little loop and pulling it up. And once you've done that, with both strands, chain 1 and then let go of this tail end. Now grab your other square and go into the other hole. And we're going to make 1 slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through, pull through. Now go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull through. Go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull through, and then just keep going back and forth. And it should look a bit like this, with this kind of zigzag pattern and this V pattern on the back. So then, once I've done that, I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off by snipping an end and pulling through. Now you're going to continue joining them all together. I recommend going in lines, so like joining these 2 together and then joining these, and these. So then you have 1 joined line, and then join all the other lines and then fully join them this way. Okay, so I have all of the lines sewn together just like this. Now I'm going to sew these lines together like this. Okay, so now I have this whole panel fully sewn together. So I am going to start off by doing the exact same technique all the way here and here. Alright, so I have the full panel ready to go. Now I'm going to crochet a little border around the whole entire edge of it. Whatever color yarn I want to use for the border. And I'm just gonna grab that and make a loop and insert my hook somewhere in there and pull up the loop. So after I've pulled up that loop, I'm just going to chain 1 with both of the strands. And I think I'll just single crochet the whole way around. So just keep on doing single crochet. So it adds a nice little finished border to the whole project, and I think it'll just make it look a lot nicer in general. So I actually ended up doing 2 rows of single crochet, and then I sewed together right here, 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 and here with my tapestry needle, and here's the finished project.